Hey, you're listening to the Speaking of Music podcast.
Hey guys, we're back and welcome to another episode.
It's the worst intro yet.
What?
Welcome to another episode of us doing music that came out 4 months ago.
Oh,
We should have
true.
done at least 2
Oh,
months
true.
ago. So today we're going to be talking about Ray, which is Ash's second studio album. Are we just going to go right into the rest of this information that Yes, okay.
Love
Wonderful.
you, Ash.
So Ray was released October 14th, 2022. There are 14 tracks on the album, and there were a lot of singles, and good for her, I guess, for putting out all those singles.
Yeah, be nice.
No, but the singles did well, I think, in this era. So the singles were Another Man's Jeans, Hope You're Not Happy, Shower With My Clothes On, Angry Woman,
On my way.
On My Way, Emotional, and Love Is Letting Go. Yeah. Okay.
That's a hot second. How many is that? Is that 6?
I'm pretty sure it's 6,
Okay.
which is technically less than half of the amount of songs on the album.
Real.
So, real.
No, I think it's 7.
Is it? 1, 2,
Shower
3,
With My Clothes
4,
On, Love's
5,
Letting Go,
6.
Angry Woman,
Oh, it is
Emotional,
7. That's a
Another
lie.
Man's
So it's
Jeans.
half of the songs on the album. But I think that it did a good job of making me very excited for this album to come out. I was so ready.
Okay, so we are very thrilled to be talking about this album today. And we have a lot to say, and I think that's going to reflect a lot in the episode. So let's get started with our rankings, which are surprisingly different today.
Woo.
Okay, so I'll start. My rankings are Angry Woman, Love You Need, It Can't Be You, Loose Ends, Emotional, On My Way, Another Man's Jeans, Love Is Letting Go, Shower With My Clothes On, Fun While It Lasted, San Jose, Count on Me, Hope You're Not Happy, and Race Theme.
My rankings are Loose Ends, Love You Need, Shower With My Clothes On, Love Is Letting Go, Angry Woman, Emotional, It Can't Be You, Another Man's Jeans, On My Way, Hope You're Not Happy, Fun While It Lasted, Count on Me, San Jose, and Race Theme.
And mine are Love You Need, Loose Ends, Angry Woman, Fun While It Lasted, Emotional, Shower With My Clothes On My Way, San Jose, Count on Me, Love Is Letting Go, Another Man's Jeans, It Can't Be You, Hope You're Not Happy, and Ray's Theme.
Okay, so I think we should go in track list order for this, just because
I feel like it's a whole journey.
it is
This
a journey.
album.
So if we start with the theme,
It's just
there.
It's not a song.
It's not a song. It's just like the intro.
It's the intro.
It's lovely.
I thought it was. I really like the sound of this album, and I think that the new production style that she brings in this album that just was not there in Ashlyn, which was her first one, made this project really exciting.
Yeah, and I know Ashlyn is so near and dear to my heart. And it had songs that were beautifully produced, but it didn't feel like cohesive in like the grand scheme of things in the album. And Ray is very much one project. Like there is no mistaking any of these songs. Like you can't not know
Right.
that these songs belong together. And I think having like a theme or an intro for that really solidifies that, because it gives you an introduction to the album, to the era. And I think this is an album that definitely deserves that.
Yeah. And I really like Victoria and Sophia talked about all the differences in production choices. And most prominently, I liked how jazzy just like this one is. If I had to use like one word for it, it would just be like jazzy and badass it is. Like every single production choice is just on the mark.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get right into the actual tracks. So track 2 is Another Man's Jeans, which was the first song to be released from this era, the first song that was, transitioning out of the Ashlyn era. And I think it did exactly what it needed to do. It was such a switch up, but in the best way possible.
Yeah. I think it was really funny because like she posted on Instagram and she was like, I think it was exactly like Ashlyn era over, period. Another Man's Jeans out now or something.
It was so funny of her.
I also really like the visuals of this album. It's just like a different color, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you look at the album covers, yes, they are different colors, but to me, like the whole era,
the sound
like
is a different color.
The like the orange redness of the Ray era just encapsulates the whole thing, as compared to the like the white yellow era of Ashlyn.
Blue.
Oh, and blue, yeah. But more like less
like pale yellow,
starbursty colors.
Yeah. I love how like she managed to put the emotion of being carefree into a song. It's just so carefree, and it's so summertime. Like, this is so summertime. Forget like the music video and the visuals, just all the production choices that are happening here, like all the fun little instrumental additions that she has in the background. It's so summer of her.
When the song starts, it like starts with that hit, and it just like starts going. Yeah. And I really like how it starts with "Once upon a time you were mine and it made sense, but it don't make sense anymore." Like, that just, it sets it up so nicely. Like she's like looking back on it, right? She's like, that was a fun time.
I like the way she changes her voice based on what she's saying. So once upon a time you were mine and it made sense, and she like kind of like chews on her words. And then when she gets to the second verse and she's like, is it me or is it hot? And she moves she moves her voice, she stretches it out, and it's almost like she's passing along the energy of the room. And then the music video does a really fun job of like getting the point across, almost like she's dancing around in like it's Mexico.
It
like,
is Mexico,
and everyone's dancing, and it's just like, it's a lot of fun, it's a lot of colors, and it's a lot of I know you want me.
I think it's a really nice upbeat way to start the album, because it gets like depressing in the middle there. And I like how this sets up just like one point in her life where she had this energy and she was so happy, and then as we go through the album we just transition through different other times in her life when her emotions were not the same. So yeah, I think we should move on to the next track, which is
conveniently Hope You're Not Happy.
Yeah.
So I guess a little less happy and carefree than the first track was, but this was the second single.
Like, from the heart, in a way that it's hard to come across nowadays. Like, songs that you can just gauge the soulfulness to that extent. But she does such a good job of that.
She sings so smoothly, and she's like, if you just like listen to the way she's singing, then you realize the lyrics are, I hope you're not happy without me. I hope that it's hard to get out of bed. I hope you get angry about me. I hope you're not happy ever again.
Ever again.
No, let's drive that point home. Like, that's a lot of evers.
Right. One of my favorite parts about the song is how like the drums just come in so impactfully in a way that's so very like Taylor Swift.
I like how the song is very simple, right? So the production it builds up, but it's not big or flashy. Like, it keeps to the vocals of the song, which are supposed to be like the main part of the song. Yeah. But I do like how the drums build it up, as Anusha was saying.
Okay, and with that, let's move on to the next track, which was also a single, Shower With My Clothes On.
So a little pattern we're going to notice is that the first half of the album is the singles.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, wonderful. But also, when I remember listening to this album the Friday it came out, I was like, I went and listened to it in tracklist order, and I was like,
I know this song. I know this song too.
I still know the song. When are we going to get to something I don't know? But, however, I still really appreciate all of the songs in the first half of this album.
Especially this one.
My emotional attachment to the song when it came out was a little insane.
I want you guys to count how many times Victoria is about to say emotional
attachment
in this episode.
It's like 7 already.
It's gonna be 7. Yeah, it's gonna be like 25.
Be so real.
Too many emotional attachments.
I understand this one. Like, this one is just
She also had a phase.
So incredible. It's not a phase, Mom.
It's my life.
It's my life. And it is. This chorus is just genuinely one of the best I've ever heard. Just that little like riff she does. It's not a little actually. It's a
I
very long riff.
remember the day before this song came out, she posted the like whole chorus on TikTok or Instagram or one of them. And I saw it like right like the night before the song came out. And the first time I heard this chorus, like literally my jaw dropped. I was not prepared for the song to sound like this. I don't really know why. Actually, I do know why. It's because this one doesn't, it's not the same as the first two, right? Of Another Man's Jeans and Hope You're Not Happy. Like none of them have like the same structure or sound. Like they have the same sound, but not truly the same style of song. So I wasn't prepared for how this chorus would build up like that, but it was done in such a nice, satisfying way that it became addictive.
I think the way it builds up is fun. And not to follow up Victoria's like rant about what magic this song has impacted her life with. I just think if we're going to talk about the song, I think the concept is very new age.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because the whole I remember like very distinctly the week Driver's License came out by Olivia Rodrigo. Not that there's very many other driver's license songs out there. And people would record themselves just in the shower, just with their clothes on, just crying to that song and posting it on the internet. And I was like,
Just wild, by the
I was
way.
like, this is wild. And then that song became one of the biggest songs of the year, hit after hit. But I just remember thinking like, yeah, this is so new. This is so Gen Z. This is so TikTok. And so when I saw this title, I was a little scared.
No, same. I was scared
A lot
too.
scared.
A lot.
Yeah. But I think it's a great song. I think what she does with the melody and the lyrics is really beautiful, and the way she puts it all together made me very happy and very unscared.
Okay. And with that, we can move on to the next track, which is On My Way. This song, I mean, okay, I couldn't help but draw comparisons between this album and her last, even though it is really hard in a lot of ways, because this is definitely a very, very new genre and a very, very new era. She said it herself and she proved it. This is very new, stuff for her. But I think that out of all of them, for some reason, this one reminded me of Ashlyn in the themes, not the sound so much, but for some reason, the only thing I could think of when I listened to the song was moral of the story, and I think I was more talking about like the songs off the EP, moral of the story, like her older music.
I was thinking of like Shitty Places, Pretty Faces.
Right. And the sound is not the same, but the ideas still are.
Yeah. I think that this album in general does a really good job of, I don't know, I feel like I'm going to say the word encapsulating a lot too, but encapsulating a lot of her ideas from her past music, but just in a more mature, moving on type of way.
Yeah.
I also like how this album really goes like back and forth. Like I feel like we get a happy song and then like an angry, emotional, sad song, and then another like happy song, and then like another angry.
It's really a lot of like whiplash.
There's a lot of
it's
a roller coaster, but I think that's the point. That's what life will give you most of the time. It's just a lot of back and forth. But this song is cute. This song has nice energy.
Yeah, I think the lyrics in this song are very purposeful in the way that they're chosen. She says, all my windows are down with the rain and the lightning. They say that somewhere over the rainbow the sun will be shining. And then, she goes on to be like, and I'm on my way. You know? Like I'm going to have my moment. I'm going to be happy again.
I love how matter of fact she is.
That. It's very new. It's a very refreshing way to explain this, and the way that she does that with the melody and the lyrics, especially like in the pre-chorus, is something that I just love. When I first heard this, I was like, wow.
She's definitely like a say it as it is girl. Like, I hope you're not happy. I hope you are never happy again. And like in this song too, like she just says it as it is. She doesn't beat around the bush.
Right. And I like how she says, I'm on my way, but it might not be today, but I am on my way. So even though I'm not at the end of the road and this road might not be the like nicest road to exist, she's still going towards that place of happiness.
Wow. Thanks for that road metaphor.
You're welcome.
I enjoyed hearing about the road.
I think you should hear more about the road.
No, I think we should move on to Angry Woman.
Oh, yay. Yes, let's do that.
Angry Woman is my favorite song. Like, it is just so
It's
good.
the only song.
It is the only song that exists in my mind. Fun fact, I actually ordered like the vinyl box set, like the big one. Actually, no, I think there's an even bigger one.
Was there?
And it came with, get this, guys. It's so thrilling. It came with my red Ashlyn vinyl, the one that I really wanted, and the box set vinyl. And it came with a t-shirt for the album. It came with a poster, a signed poster. And then it came with a tote bag, which is the most exciting part. And it said Angry Woman on
She's
it. And I was
gorgeous for
so
that.
excited. It was so beautiful. And I bring it everywhere.
Angry Woman. This song, I feel like I knew before the song came out that this would be a song that we all very much
Would
would
appreciate.
enjoy. And I don't want to say concerned, but I was intrigued to see where this would go comparatively to Mad Woman by Taylor Swift, because
the thought all crossed our brains. Like,
yeah. And I really like how both of those songs can exist at the same time, because they're like not about the same thing, but they also are. And they're both very empowering in their own way. This one is definitely more like, I don't know, it's like upfront about it, like very in your face. Like we were saying before, she says it straight out. She's like, nobody likes an angry woman.
Well, so does Taylor. And no one likes a mad
That's
woman.
so true. Okay, let me rewrite that thought.
I just can I rewrite it for you?
Can write.
I just think
for
the
me.
song and the conceptually they're the same. They just give different energy when they go about it. Like Taylor's gonna find you in the woods at night and be like, "No one likes a mad woman," you know. But then this is here, like this is when you're sitting at a bar and like some asshole comes up, some terrible man comes up to you and just starts saying things, and it's like, stop, just get away.
I really like the bridge of this song where I feel like she's just like shouting into the void of the world, because this is a concept that has been brought up so many times, but there are a lot of people who just tend not to listen. So when the bridge goes, "Thank you very much for the letdown. Used to want your love, but it ran out." It's so like easy to scream to.
Yeah, and that's like the kick line type of beat
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
bridge. And I just love the way she screams. Like it just makes me so excited.
Yeah, no, I agree, because this album I feel like is very screamy, but in a good way, right? It's not bad screams. It's very emotional.
No pun intended.
Like very loud, let me make my point type of screams, which I think is very powerful, coming off of Ashlyn, which was very not a screaming album. And then there's more of like a retrospective reflection.
Ashlyn is so
Album.
autumn. It is
She's
like
so beautiful to me.
But yeah, let's move on to
No.
Yes.
This song is just dripping with
No,
sarcasm and beauty and perfection. And how can I leave that behind?
You don't have to leave it behind. But
But
do
this
have
episode
to
is going to be
move
like
on.
4 hours long if we don't cut.
So let us move on to the 7th track, which is Emotional.
Get emosh.
No need to get emotion. All right.
I love
Oh,
the
yeah.
winding intro.
I made a TikTok to this video and Ash commented on it.
Congrats.
Famous era.
Yeah.
I think, as I was saying, this song in particular does a very good job of representing a lot of the themes of this album.
Mhm.
Just in the concept of, we don't have to get emotional, but we are going to get emotional, aren't we? And how the chorus is just a repetition of, "You'll never love somebody like me."
True.
You'll never love It's very show tuning, I think. This song.
That's what I thought. Theater.
Yeah.
You know?
No, we
This
love
brings
theater.
me back.
Yeah. Especially the chorus, of course. But it's so, the rest of it is so very like soul and like kind of country, if we're being honest. Like,
I feel like this brings back the initial energy of Another Man's Jeans.
yeah.
That we were like in this little roller coaster of the album. We were like going up and down, and then we're like back up here. I really like in verse 2 where she says, "I'm a little dark side, I'm a little fun." I don't know. I really like that line.
That's like Victoria. She's a little dark. She's a little.
Oh Lord. Not again. Sophia loves being the most violating person ever.
She loves to bully me through song lyrics.
I really like the way the song builds, and I feel like the verse of the song is something I've heard before. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because of like the windingness of
Yeah,
it. Just
the way it winds down, and then she goes, "Hey."
Yeah.
The haze are so fun.
Yeah,
It feels very like old timey, I think.
yeah. Or my emotional attachment to emotional, you might say.
She's emosh.
That I'm emotional.
No way.
Are you emotional?
Emosh.
No need to get emosh.
Who does that? Who abbreviates emotional? Apparently, Lizzo.
I think it's a thing.
No way. Emosh.
Emosh. Can we?
It's just like emo.
Offend
Who says
them?
emosh? Don't
Emo.
worry, guys. We don't need to get emotional because we have an ad break coming up right now.
We're back.
Okay, let's talk about, what are we talking about? Oh, Love You Need.
Oh my goodness. I will say it again. This one is an emotional attachment. I think everyone should know this one.
This is so like movie of her.
It is.
It's so cinematic.
It is cinematic.
I think the funny part is that she does have songs in movies, and this is not one of them.
When I listened to the song, what was it, like 6:45 in the morning? it was hitting a little too hard, like a little bit, just a little. And I was like eating breakfast, and I was like, oh my god, why are you doing this to me, Ash? Because this was the first song, right? This was the first song that wasn't a single that I listened to. And I was genuinely not prepared to have to listen to a new song. I don't know, just mentally was not prepared.
Yeah.
But this song is so sweet. It's so cute.
No, it's gorgeous.
I love the part in the bridge where she says, "Till forever falls apart."
Oh my god, yeah, of
She ate with
course.
that. Ugh.
It's sad because the way she's presenting it is like, if you want me, I will give you all the love you need, but if you don't, then
I'll love you anyway.
I'll love you anyway. When she says, if it's staying up late or letting you sleep, no, I'll never let you down. If it's holding you close or setting you free, don't make up your mind right now, right? If you choose me, I'll give you all the love you need. That's so, like,
It makes me so sad. It's such a
does.
beautiful song. The way
Mhm.
it's structured it's just so soft, and it's like it's almost like it's precious. It's delicate.
It
I don't
is.
want to
It's so
disturb
vulnerable.
my
right? I don't want to
energy,
disturb
like,
it.
I don't know. There's just so much love in this song.
Yeah.
And you can feel it. It warms my heart.
Okay, let's move on to It Can't Be You.
I love this song.
I love the
This
lyrics
one
of
was
the
a
song.
grower. I just know, I remember listening to this for the first like weekish, and I was like, okay, this song like exists. But then it grew on me. I don't know why, but the first time I listened to it, it wasn't like the favorite, but it definitely grew.
This gives a song like a song that's like been like recycled. You know? Like the concept is very similar to what we see in a lot of her songs and other people's songs, just because it's something that a lot of people feel after getting broken up with or breaking up or whatever. And but the way she like kind of makes it a coming of age type of moment, because
Yeah.
she's definitely talking about like a young love, and you can hear that when she says you smell like childhood, like running off to Hollywood.
I really like that line.
And then you get to the pre-chorus, and she's building it up so much, and then the chorus is it's just very simple. It's if it can't be, it can't be you.
Yeah, and as Sophia was talking about this being like kind of very young and like an almost whimsical love type thing, you get the lyric in the second verse that goes, "A jealous heart and sweaty hands." And I don't know why I like that lyric so much, but I think that one lyric tells a whole story of its own, especially like the sweaty hands part, because they're just so nervous and young and in love. And I love that.
I really like the production of this song. I think it worked really nice. Like when the song starts, like the intro of the song, I don't know, it makes me like happy. The way it starts, and I like how it sounds like a happy song. If you were to strip away the lyrics, like it would sound so like cute and sweet. And
It's
it
nostalgic.
and it is cute, but like it's also kind of depressing. I think the pre-chorus is structured so nicely melodically, where she goes, "Never wanted this to end. I don't know what else to do. I don't want to love again. No, now I know what there's to lose." Like the words just like keep coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the said forever on a whim, should have known it wasn't true. Which is so sad because it's like you're at a point of your life where you're so happy that you're like, this is gonna be forever. And then looking back you can see all the flaws with that, all the points at which you were naive, and it's really sad. For lack of better words. I also love the bridge where she says, "Careful with these memories, careful or they'll bury me." And it's like, oh, ouch.
Okay.
Okay.
With that, we should probably move on to Loose Ends, my favorite song off this album.
This song is emotional attachment number 4, guys.
Oh, sure. I love how they're
I
labeled.
feel like you shouldn't be able to have more than one or two.
This is true. However, no. However, this album can be that exception. This song,
The album is just something you're attached to in general, Victoria. Let's not lie.
I'm not lying. This song, I remember that this title was the one I claimed before the album came out. I was like, this is the one I'm gonna like. And you know what? It was true. The whole concept of tripping up over my loose ends is so, I don't know, it feels like so personal
Yeah.
for her to be saying that. When she says, "I can't tell where or when, but I lost myself, left behind what I could not sell." It's like she's being very honest with herself in this song, but she's also saying like, "No, I'm not okay. Look at all of this baggage I need to unpack."
First of all, voice filter. Second of all, the song sounds so like record-esque, and I just love the production on this one. And also
It does sound record-esque. Yeah,
right?
no, I know
Right?
Yeah.
Thank you. appreciate the affirmation. But also like everything that Victoria said about tripping up over my loose end being just such a personal and like vulnerable peek into her life. And she does that well with this metaphor. I think that it's a really strong concept. So
Yeah, I think it's very interesting, especially conceptually when you think about it. It's her kind of putting away all of the parts of herself that she thought weren't marketable or something that wouldn't make her successful in her career, and kind of having to sacrifice that. Whereas now she talks about how important it is to her to make the music she wants and be the person who she wants to be, because she's in this for life.
mm-hmm.
And if you're doing something that makes you unhappy, you get a situation like this.
I really like the way the chorus is structured. I like the I descending note.
Yes.
Lovely little thing there. And how it goes, "I don't know what I'll do or where I'll go. Can't stay here, but I can't go home." Like she's lost and she doesn't know where she wants to go, but she knows like what she doesn't want to do.
It's giving I'm lost and confused. Where do I go without
Right. Exactly. And she does such a good job of conveying that idea. And I guess on the same topic, we can talk about San Jose next. Which this was so like mysterious chic of her. Like
This was Another Man's Jeans Part 3.
Sure, yeah. So like mysterious, like undercover of her.
No, this song has a very, very specific like energy environment created. And I think it really fit well within the like the world of this album.
And yeah, speaking of Another Man's Jeans, she literally says, "Baby, I'm gonna need help getting out of these jeans." Like,
Woo.
ooh.
Yeah, I just love the way she's like, it goes up the octave and she's like, San Jose is on fire.
Yeah.
Honestly.
The buildup of the song is
It's
so good.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, I love songs that are named after people, places, like specifically. So
All right, with that, I think we can move on to Love is Letting Go, featuring Ash's idol.
so good.
I know it was when they were promoting this song and Ash was like all those videos of her being like Diane Keaton.
Yeah, she's
Oh
like
my goodness.
fangirling
so hard.
to
I
the
thought that
max.
was so cute. Like imagine being someone who is famous, I guess, right? And you have such this following, but then you personally are so
No.
like awed and
starstruck and you idolize this person so much, and then you get to like
sing with them.
you
Like,
get
are
to
you
make
kidding me?
something together with them and like put it out in the world and be like, look at what I did with my
Right.
life. Like
Like,
this is
this
the
is-
culmination of
This
my
is such
life.
a big milestone in her life, I'm sure. But in terms of the song itself, it's just the perfect amount of like nostalgic and honestly very dreamy, I think. It has just such good production elements and their voices sound incredible together.
Mm-hmm.
No, this song is so sad too.
It
like
is.
knowing like the
Absolutely.
story and like the heartbreak that comes with it. It makes me so sad.
It is.
I really like the Diane Keaton's verse where she goes, "We burn through life faster than a wildfire. Can we stay frozen in time in between hello and goodbye?" I just think that those, I don't know, the visual metaphor, of being flame is so, I don't know how to describe it, but it works so well within this album, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on to the next track, which is Count on Me.
I was slightly concerned about this one.
Yeah.
Can count on me like 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
It's like is this a repeat of
Bruno Mars. I remember when Bruno Mars's "Count on Me" was like the biggest thing in the whole world, and everyone's like singing it. Everyone's like,
It's a great song.
It
Let's
is
not
a
even
great song.
lie.
It's so
clever.
It's so
cute.
It's so cute.
Okay.
You ever find yourself up in the middle of this?
Thank you. But in this Count on Me, which is honestly so good too. I love the part in verse 2. My absolute favorite part is when she's like, "I'll sing you Nat King Cole. You're unforgettable."
Oh, this is such a cute song.
I love it when songs have lyrics that are like pop culture references. Like I've talked about all my favorite literary references in songs, but I like other music references just as much. They're just so
It makes it feel like special and personal.
It makes it feel special and personal, and also makes it feel so real and like tangible. Like
Right.
these aren't just like experiences that are like far away, like not in our reality. Like no, like these are real people, real experiences, and they're just singing about them, and it just adds such a special touch to every song when
I really like how this song starts. Like I don't know, that's my like weird attachment to this song is when it starts and it goes, "This could be our last night together. We may never know." I just really like the verse's melody so much. And long as I'm alive, you'll never be alone. Like, hello, that's so cute.
Yeah. I feel like I just realized this whole album gives like Carole King like very much Gilmore Girls theme song type of thing. Like
Sure.
no, I'm serious. Do you know it, Vic?
No, I know what you're talking about. Like
Where you lead.
I think that this album really represents her musical influences. Like they're very prominent in the album, sonically sonically especially, but also lyrically. And I think that that's it was really sweet seeing Ash in that place and seeing her have so much fun with this era, I think. And like she gave us so many like cute but also sad songs.
Yeah. And I think I've definitely talked about this before. I've talked about it in like 2 or 3 episodes. The last one I remember being Midnights, when I talked about how I love the idea of in a song where you would drop everything and go running to a person. And we get that lyric here where whenever you call me, oh, I will come running. I've talked about how I like this before, and I've like pointed out specific songs, which tells me that maybe I should make a playlist about it. But like, I love the idea of like dropping everything and running to a person because they're like your source of comfort. They're your source of like, you know, happiness, right?
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Thank you, Sophia.
You're welcome. And with that, it's time to move on to the last track, Fun While It Lasted. And this discussion was fun while it lasted.
Thank you, Sophia.
Thank you for that.
This reminds me of like, okay, like sonically, this reminded me of Always and how like
Yes.
belty,
Yes.
theatric.
This song definitely gives closure. Like this
Yeah,
is
of
an album
course.
closure. But I thought when I listened to this for the first time that this was the song that most gave Ashlyn vibes.
Oh yeah.
Just because the production is a little less jazzy. Like it is still, but it's more piano based.
Like more classical.
Yeah, more classically directly approached.
Sure.
But I had a moment with this song too. I think that it's a very the chorus is very scream worthy as well.
Yeah.
The it was fun part, and it was fun, and then it drops to while it lasted. I think
Also
that
the outro, man.
Yeah, it was too good.
everything is too good about the song. I think that it's very good. I think it's a very good way to close the album. It opened with the theme and went into Another Man's Jeans, and that was such a, that was about being free of anything tying you down. And this song is more of like a retrospective, like it was fun doing that, having that experience while it lasted, but now it's kind of like back to reality.
And with that, I think that we are all wrapped up with our discussion on Ray. Long overdue, but we had a lot of fun discussing it because that's how it is with Ash's music. I think we talked about like forever how Ashlyn was like our favorite recorded episode of 2020.
Yeah, but it was a horrible episode to listen back to. But
2021?
2021. Yeah.
2021, yeah. Damn. Okay.
No.
Okay, but yeah, listening to our Ash episodes must be a little painful for the listeners, but it is so much fun to talk about.
And it's impossible to cut the discussion short because there's just so
right,
much.
There's so much to say.
Right.
There's so much to appreciate.
We just love her so much,
Yeah.
and we love you guys.
Oh,
so thank you all so much for listening. And if you want to reach out to us, our social medias are.
Our Instagram is at the Speaking of Music podcast.
And our TikTok is at Speaking of Music podcast. So make sure to go follow both of those for all the latest updates. And as always, we'll see you next week.
Bye.